Welcome back to Likras. This week in the winter here in Eretz Yisrael, it's cold outside but not raining tonight. And we're at Parshat Bo this week. So we're going to do one idea in Parshat Bo from the Sefer of Chassidus Maor Vashemesh. We're working on the first pasuk, the first verse in this week's Torah portion, Parshat Bo. It says, V'yom Hashem al Moshe, Hashem says to Moshe, Bo el Paro. We're going to translate the word Bo, go into Paro like Unclis does. Because ani ichbadti es libo, I have made his heart heavy, v'zleiv avadav, and also the heart of his slaves, the Egyptians, l'ma'an shisi ososai ele b'kubo, in order that I put my miracles in them, inside Egypt. God is showing his miracles. That's what plagues are about. We're in the middle of the plagues, the middle of the 10 plagues. The Rebbe here has many questions. Let's look at this verse. What's it say? It says, go to Paro because I have made his heart heavy. If I made his heart heavy, is reason not to go to Paro. His heart's heavy. He's not going to listen. So why go? So the verse itself is difficult. Ki ani mashmo nesinas tambal Paro. Ki ani hu shechbat yisli b'veina masari matzu. So what's the resolution? The resolution is really for Paro, for the king of Egypt himself, you should go. And really, he would break down in the middle of the 10 plagues and send free the Jewish people. But in the middle, God is getting difficult. And he's making the king of Egypt's heart heavy and the heart of all his slaves heavy. So now, what's that got to do with us? Asked the Rebbe. So let it be that way. That's what's happening. So what's it have to do with us? Why should that be a reason for Moses, yes, going into Paro? It should be that's what's happening, but it's not because. The because means it's giving the reason why. Another issue is we find the Rambam, other commentators, Maimonides says that Paro lost his ability to have free will. We see that God is changing it, making his heart heavy, changing his mind. He wants to send out the Jewish people. He's getting beat up by God. There's plagues happening in his country. Send out the Jews is the easy plan. And he loses his ability to make this decision. If he loses his ability to make this decision, so then why should it be that you should get any punishment? And also, if he loses his ability to make this decision, why in the end, after all 10 plagues, we see he does make a turnaround, he does send them out. He's the one who seeks out Moshe and Aaron. So if he's going to turn around, so why in the middle is he not able to turn around? Also, another question. It says in the verse, in order that I put these my signs, ososai eile b'kirbo. The word these doesn't really have to be there. You could just say, in order that I, God, put my signs in Egypt. Another question. We find that the reason why, the next verse says, the second verse in this week's Parsha, says, in order that you will say over in the ears of your son and your grandson that which I have worked against Egypt, putting these signs in them. So if this is a reason, so now how did the two reasons work together? It sounds like this is additional reason. And another question. The end of that verse, the verse 2 says, Vidatem ki ani Hashem, and you, the Jewish people, will know, you, your sons and your grandchildren, that I am Hashem. And so this is a very unusual way of saying it. You will know that I am Hashem. It should say, you will know Hashem. It's speaking about Hashem, about God. In the third person, it should be. So it shouldn't say, you will know that I am God. It should say, you will know God. So to answer all these questions, why is it there's a mitzvah every day to mention the exodus of Egypt? Certainly seems to be a reasonable idea. If we had a big miracle happen to us, the Jewish people, it's a reason to mention every day. But know further what the purpose is of this mitzvah. God created the entire world. And the purpose is, the Ratzon, the will of God is that everyone should know that He's the one who made the world. He makes everything be alive. And if they didn't have the divine aspect in them, then it would cease to exist totally. There'd be nothing left. And this is the verse in Tehillim said every day in Ashrei, and His kingship, God's kingship over everything rules. This is a main idea in serving God. Everything is connected to Hashem. Every creation of the world is connected to Hashem. Everything that happens is connected to Hashem. Nothing can happen in the world without Hashem deciding. Therefore, here's the punchline. Even when a person does learn Torah and does do mitzvahs, he should not feel excessively proud of himself. Because what is the person? We find the pasuk indicates, as it were, that God sings for Himself. He sings. Everything really that the person does is from Hashem. If a person can understand this, then he will have, it's not necessarily an easy word to say in Western culture, he will have humility. It's really deeper than that. He will have surrender in front of Hashem. If a person realizes that he independently of Hashem is nothing, then because of this realization, then he can understand the wisdom of Torah, and then he can be connected to Hashem. If a person is haughty, and person thinks he's the reason why, then he's separate from Hashem, he's not connected. Certainly if he's haughty about matters that don't even have any relationship to serving Hashem, he thinks he's great because he's physically strong, because he's wealthy. Even a person's haughty in the service of Hashem, and he feels he's the one who's really serving Hashem, as much as that he's haughty, that much he's separate from Hashem. And his haughtiness makes that there's a gap, there's a breaking, there's a mechitza, there's something separating himself and Hashem. And the Gemara says concerning haughty people that we can't live together. As it were, Kodesh Baruch Hu says, I can't live in the world with him. He doesn't give me room because he's too haughty. So that's what we find answered all the questions. What's going on in this verse? It's Kodesh Baruch Hu saying, I'm getting in the middle here. I'm making it hard for Pharoh, the king of Egypt. I'm the one putting my signs, these signs that I chose to do here, to show I'm the one. You're going to say it over to your children. You're going to tell them, I took you out of Egypt. And then you're going to know that I am Hashem. You're going to know that there is Hashem with you in everything that you do and everything that happens. That's the purpose of the plagues, to get the lesson from the plagues. So that's the Rebbe is trying to tell us, to help us the importance of remembering the exodus of Egypt to Jewish people, to realize and have it be part of one's personality. God runs the world. Thank you.